welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode of the DCL Duo podcast, brought to you by
We Do Travel Right!
Yay! Yes, that's right.
We did it.
Brought to you
We
by
did it. We couldn't say it in unison, though.
That's all right. There's probably a little lag in the video, but to clarify, brought to you by now We Do Travel Right. Life is short. Take the trip. Head over to We Do Travel Right for all of your Disney travel needs. They take care of the planning, so you can focus on the relaxing. So there you go. We're excited to have Emily and Scott join us, the co-owners of We Do Travel Right. We're very, very excited to bring them on board as our new presenting sponsor. Sam and I have been practically abuzz for the last month waiting to make this announcement. We're very, very, very excited about it. And yes, someone's commenting in the chat. We are decked out in Travel Right swag, so we are excited.
We got our
Feeling
swag.
as usual. We are very, very excited as well. I mean, you both are so just knowledgeable and you know this space so well, and we love cruising, and we're just so excited about this whole partnership. We're pumped.
Nice. We are too. We're super excited. It's been a journey. I think we met you guys for the first time in real life in 2022 on board the Disney Magic. And we have now sailed a couple of times together, mostly on preview sailings.
I know. We'll have a new one coming up too next year.
Hopefully. But yeah, it's been amazing getting to know you guys and getting to know about We Do Travel Right. Emily, you started this company only like 6 years ago, around the same time we started our podcast, right?
Let's see. We started in 2022. And I mean, it seems like it was yesterday, honestly. Time flies when you're having fun and you're super busy, and it's amazing. But yeah, we love what we do. It's incredible. It's allowed us to meet so many interesting and fun people and make these great connections that we wouldn't have normally been able to make. So we're so thankful for that.
Yeah. And we have been following your journey, I think, since pretty much the start. Now, Scott is also a small business owner, is a lawyer. Similar, different to Brian and I. Scott and I would actually be on the opposite sides of litigation, typically speaking.
I would pay and sell tickets to watch you two argue about based on conversations.
I think there's a movie coming out in December. It's called Avengers Doomsday or something like that. Might give you a sneak peek to what that might look like.
Oh gosh,
seriously,
that'd be so great.
No, it's been so great to watch your growth, Emily. You guys are platinum earmarked. It's crazy, incredible, fantastic, all the things, and we're just so excited for this partnership. Today, of course, we're going to be talking about getting together in a different way, because you guys just came back from a cruise on the Disney Wish where you did a vow renewal. We've got to talk about that. But before we dive into the show topic, planning a vow renewal on Disney Cruise Line, we've got to ask you guys your cruising creds. Like, how many sailings have you guys been on now on DCL? I know this is a little bit of a crazy number. Scott, I'm going to throw that to you.
I believe I've been on 27 or 28 since we first cruised. So I think it's 27 or 28 at this point. Definitely Pearl.
Yeah. And you guys only started cruising not that long ago, right, Emily? Like kind of similar to our journey.
Yeah, it took on a whole, adventure of its own. I went on my first cruise in October of 2022, and then Scott went on his first in February of 2023. And I think I might be at 35 cruises at this point, but Scott's the numbers guy. But the thing is with Disney Cruise, it is the most fun and easiest vacation. And that is not me just like, I mean, the proof is right there. This is why I do it so often. And I know that that's why you both do it so often too. It's the most relaxing vacation for everyone involved. It's everyone's vacation. Everyone gets to do something that they want to do. And we just recently, when we did our vow renewal, we did a trip to Disney World before then. So we did like a land and sea. And let me tell you, we felt it when we got on the ship, like the difference in just our whole body just felt different because it was so much more relaxing than the parks. Don't get me wrong, I love the parks, but it's a totally different type of vacation than going on a Disney cruise.
Yeah. Now, how many cruises have your kids been on? Because you have 2 kids. Your oldest is like a year younger than Nathan. So your kids are in the kids club and tween club now. But how many cruises have the kids been on?
So this I know exactly because it is a huge point of contention in our
Oh,
household
good.
because our daughter has one more than our older son. So Beckham has officially completed her 26th cruise, and then our vow renewal was officially Quentin's 25th cruise. So the next time we cruise, Quentin will officially be Pearl too. But he's been very upset that she has a different lanyard than him for the last couple.
Yeah, well, so that was an issue with Nathan, to be perfectly honest. He is now Pearl, but it's only the last maybe 1 or 2 cruises that he's been Pearl, and it was a point of contention. We actually would give him one of our Pearl lanyards because he didn't want to have the platinum lanyard. He wanted the Pearl lanyard. Um, Emily, why don't you tell us and our listeners why you started We Do Travel Right? I think people would probably love to know, like, where does that inspiration come from to begin your own travel agency?
I mean, I must be insane, honestly.
I mean, probably.
They said the
A
same
little
thing to
bit.
me when I wanted to start a podcast. So, there we go. Yeah.
I think that life is so crazy like that. And when I remember going through, and when I was younger, and I said every day, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. And I went through, I'm a master's degree. I'm a reading specialist, became a teacher, taught for a very long time. But I think that I liked not that I don't love teaching. I love teaching. And that's the thing that kind of went right into doing travel agent stuff, is that I wanted to teach people how to really embrace and enjoy their vacations in a way that I met them at where they were. So just like when I was teaching, I take a look at my classroom, and I would differentiate based on what their needs were, based on their, what they understood already, what they needed to understand. And I kind of took those skills and put them with travel. And Disney does the best thing ever, and they make everything super confusing and really a lot harder than it needs to be. Love them so much. But every time they change something, every time that there's something new, I am thrilled because I get to just jump in and be an educator again and continue to teach people and get them excited about whatever it might be to do with their trip. So I think that with teaching, I kind of got to the point where I got really busy doing this travel thing, and it kind of worked out really well. I just haven't really looked back since, because I'm still an educator, just in a different way.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the things that I have discovered about We Do Travel Right, and the sort of a differentiator, is you guys put on a ton of seminars for your clients to kind of educate them. Give our listeners an idea of like what kinds of topics they can expect if they attend one of those seminars as a client.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a number of different kind of seminar offerings, and we have our study hall too, which I can get into. But our seminars, we have live ones, we have on-demand ones. We talk about My Disney Experience, how to really navigate that app, because there's a lot of things in that app that people may not know that could really help enhance their trip. Like that you can check wait times, that you can check location, you can figure out how to get from place to place, and it will give you directions right on the app. We do a dining seminar where we talk about the dining and experiences that you can have. We have a DCL one, Disneyland. Man, we really should do an Adventures by Disney one. It would take me to go on one though first. So let's go with that.
I mean, life's short. Take the trip, right?
Exactly. And then like I said, we kind of meet people at where they're at. So, we have a lot of families who are super busy too, and maybe study hall is more their speed, where they can look up something specific and find out a bunch of information, get tutorial videos, get printable PDFs. So we've got something for everyone, and all different learners can appreciate all the different resources that we love to make for our travelers.
Yeah. I also personally love the idea of your dining and experiences team. I'm going to start using them immediately. But Scott, I'm going to throw this to you because I know you love to talk about this. So why don't you tell our listeners what the dining and experiences team does for the client? Because this is the most amazing thing ever, I think.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
he's
no, we lost him.
Oh,
He's frozen.
no.
We lost. Okay,
Emily was lamenting her own internet pre-show, and now Scott has fallen prey.
I know. I mean, he does still look handsome over there. So at least our dining and experiences team is unbelievable. And I tell them all the time, they make us look so good because they are just so great at what they do. They are up at, midnight Eastern time, getting the Royal Gathering, doing different enchanting extras like droids or bibbidi bobbidi. They are up in the mornings doing dining, and sometimes they will even do lightning lane stuff. So it just depends, what the traveler wants. We kind of talk them through it, and then we have those experts that they kill it every time. I just this morning I had a traveler who she had a kind of an unusual situation because she had kind of had two things working against her. She had a split stay, which is when you stay at one resort and then you hop to another resort. And she also had a large party, so 8 people. And Disney, with dining reservations, like anything more than like 6, they just kind of like give up and glitch out, and it's one of those things. But our dining experiences team, they worked together. They really pulled through, and they got them everything that they wanted. So it was wonderful for me to see the email recap this morning and the traveler be so excited and so pumped about their upcoming vacation. So now, like, we're even more invigorated about, like, pumped up about their upcoming trip.
Oh, I love that. I have to say, so for us, because we live on the West Coast, the onboard stuff for Disney Cruise Line, not a big deal. 9 p.m. I can stay up till 9 p.m. I sometimes fall asleep at 9:30, but I can stay up till 9 p.m. But those dining reservations at Walt Disney World or at Disneyland, it's like 6 a.m. Eastern, which if you're doing the math, that's 3 a.m. Western. Like, I do not want to be up at 3 a.m. I have done it where we had Disney World trips where I've had to get up every day at 3 a.m. to book something and then try and fall back asleep. And
never again. Again. You will never do that again. I will not allow it.
I love it. I love it. I'm all in.
There's a couple of things in the chat I wanted to highlight. Kids Travel Tales is saying, my God. Oh my God, the Lightning Lane webinar was so helpful. Shout out to Krista. Way better than a YouTube video, she says. She also is complimenting your dining team because they got her a Palo brunch as a Silver Castaway member. So all great stuff. We did have one question for you, though, which is Ashley's wanting to know, did you all say where you live and what's your favorite Disney ship?
Oh.
What's our favorite Disney what?
Ship.
Oh, ship.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, so we're from Massachusetts. We live in Western Mass. Not near Boston, although everyone's always like, near Boston? Scott grew up around the Boston area, but we live in Western Massachusetts. And I think my favorite ship is got to be the Treasure. That's my girl. Love that ship.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah.
My favorite ship is the Treasure, and it's really, honestly, it's not even close. It's number 1 by a country mile for me.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
And don't worry, we don't hold their sports team preferences against them. Okay, so we set those things aside.
To be fair, we're not sports people, so we wouldn't hold anyone's sports preferences.
I mean, I am from New York originally, so we aren't allowed to like any of the same teams in any sports world. But
that's right. You just got to be a Mets and a Jets fan, right? Isn't that the right winning combination these days in New York? All right.
Well, what about the same ships? Do we like the same ships? What's your favorite ship?
We do like the same ships. I have a slight preference for the Destiny over the Treasure, not because of the itineraries, but because I love the meet and play activities. I'm obsessed with Cruella travel making.
Yes.
So yeah, I love all of those things. So I also love the storytellers on the Treasure. So like those are those are 1 and 2, very close, even though I love, of course, a 7-night itinerary more. I think Brian chooses Treasure, right?
Oh yeah, the Treasure wins because she's got 7-night itineraries. The Destiny ever had reliable 7-night itineraries. I might change my mind, but my close second is the Wonder. If
Yeah, the
someone called
Wonder
me
is
up to
the
let's go on the Wonder, I'd be like, let's do it. So
We do
yeah.
like the same sports teams. There we go.
we do. We do.
If the Destiny ever has longer itineraries and ends up in Port Canaveral instead of Fort Lauderdale, that would make a huge difference for me too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not,
that
I'm
makes
not
sense.
a huge fan of sailing out of Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's also really nice to be able to partner your Disney cruise with like a night at the resorts and maybe a day at the parks. And it's obviously a lot harder to do if you're going out of Fort Lauderdale. Not impossible, but just not as convenient as going if you're going out of Fort Lauderdale. All right. Elizabeth is saying, love this partnership. WDTR needs some more West Coast energy. She says, I love that. I love
I
that.
would bet I know what Liz that is.
I love it.
I would think it would be
Thank goodness for our West Coasters.
I would think
Yeah.
it'd be East Coast energy and West Coast relaxation. That's how I
Yeah.
could the two coasts. But yeah. So all right. Well, the show theme today was getting together. So we got over this announcement we've been holding on to for a while. I guess the cat was kind of out of the bag a few days ago because we did start doing some things with We Do Travel Right in our promos and some other things. But we're excited to make this announcement. But getting together, we also got to talk about Emily and Scott just got back like literally yesterday, I think it was, from a vow renewal on the Disney Wish. And we are so excited to hear all about this because spoiler alert, for those of you who know Tracy of the DCL Duo Senior, she is in the chat taking notes because she wants us to do our vow renewal on Disney Cruise Line here in 2 years. So there we go. There we go. All right. Let's head over. Sam hopefully did the PowerPoint tonight, or the PDF at least.
Yeah.
Let's head over there.
I want to start with why the Wish. Was it just like the dates and the itinerary that worked? Like, because you guys got remarried on Castaway, so you didn't have to be on, a particular ship because you just needed to be on a ship that went to Castaway if you're choosing your vow renewal location as Castaway. But why the Wish? I'll throw it to Emily. This was really funny because your names are swapped based on your locations on the screen. So Scott is now Emily and Emily is now Scott.
I think that with Disney Cruise that many people don't understand because they're not cruisers yet is that you can't really just pick what you want to do. You are given maybe 3 different options within a time frame, and they're not identical times of when you can cruise and where things are going. It's a lot different from Disney World in that way, where you're kind of held to what they have on offer. So when we looked to see what was on offer, we felt that the Disney Wish was probably going to be the maybe like the easiest for the non-cruisers, and that also it had a day at sea right after Castaway. So normally Disney Cruise, the itinerary is Castaway is usually on your last day of your sailing, or typically it is that. So we were really interested in that because if we were going to get married or remarried on Castaway, then we had the whole next day to really just like enjoy our company, slowly pack our room and not be rushed to do any of that stuff. So that was really appealing to us, I think.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that because you don't want to get married on Castaway if that's your last day, because then that whole evening of your wedding, or your vow renewal, you are packing up your stuff and ready to debark. And that's just kind of a bummer. You just can't have that. I feel like
it definitely would have ruined the vibe that we were going for sure.
Yeah. Now, were you guys like adamant you wanted to do it on Castaway, and if so, like tell us why, Scott?
So the screensaver of my phone, which obviously we can't see, is one of my favorite photos. It's from the very first time I went to Castaway It's my two kids like playing with each other in the water. That was literally the thing that for me sealed the deal with Disney Cruise Line on my first cruise, because about an hour into my first cruise, I went into that being a never cruiser, and I was ready to like rage quit because of the craziness of like embarkation day. But that was a 7-night sailing on the Fantasy. And by the time we got to Castaway, I had just completely fallen in love with the product. And when we got to Castaway, I was like, it does not get any better than this. I was like, this is my space. I want to spend as much time here as possible for the rest of my natural life. So when we started talking about the possibility of doing a vow renewal, it was like there is literally only one place that makes sense to do this. And we had seen a couple of other weddings happening on Castaway. And at least where the location is, the location where you get married on Castaway couldn't be any better. The background, the scenery, everything about it was just perfect. And we really just couldn't think of a better place to do a vow renewal, especially since for our vow renewal, we wanted to do something that was completely different from the more formal, typical wedding that we had the first time around.
Yeah. Talk to us about the planning. Like, how far in advance are you planning, this, and how much stuff is sort of planned in advance with like their wedding team versus how much is sort of like decided at the last minute?
So they do have a wedding coordinator because it is classified as a Disney fairy tale wedding. So same, if you did it at the parks, it counts the same, which I don't know. I never really looked into doing Disney wedding, but so they do have a planner that will get in touch with you and kind of she'll walk you through, or he'll walk you through what they need from you. So you let them know who's involved and what their staterooms are. They make sure that everyone is connected in the same dining or whatever how you want to do it. And honestly, it was pretty easy. And I was kind of joking with everyone along the way because I said, man, this planner is probably so stressed out by me because I'm so laid back. Like, she wanted to know X, Y, and Z. I'm like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. So one of the things that I think really stressed her out in particular is that when you do your vow renewal, you go out on the point, like you see in the picture, and then immediately after, everyone is supposed to go back on the ship to have a reception at the bayou. And I pretty much told her, no, thank you. we were not going to do that. So I didn't want to torture everybody to go back on the ship. And we wanted to be on the islands. That is our happy place. So we all, thanks to our dining and experiences team, we got 5 cabanas and we headed on over to Mickey and Minnie's and the new cabanas, and we all had a great time there. So all the different families that were traveling with us.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, the weddings folks didn't help you with getting those cabanas, that you still had to like book that yourself and just, hope that you would be able to get it based on, Castaway Club status and whatnot?
Yep.
Wow. I would think that would be something that they maybe like that the planner might be able to help with, right?
I mean, maybe it's possible, but I assumed not because it wasn't part of the information that they had given us. It was really just the day of the vow renewal. And then they did coordinate for us Paulo, and we were able to do the private room. So that was exciting that we did the private room at Paulo.
Yeah. Now, Brian, will you go to the next slide? I got to ask the question of how many different families and how many people came with you? Because this is a really big group. Brian, advance. Oh, sorry. Advance one more. We'll go back to this one. I probably put this in the wrong order.
I did advance. So I'm not sure what's happening here.
No, just advance to the third slide.
I did that, Samantha. I'm seeing it on my screen. It's just not. It's not working.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna go. I think we've also lost Scott once again. So
Oh no.
so I did quickly set up this view. So we'll let the three of us talk for a second while Scott rejoins, and I will see if I get this presentation working again.
Okay. All right. So tell us like how many people and how did you coordinate, because it was a big group. There he is.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. We're in Western Mass. It's the internet that you get in Western Mass. I
See,
don't know what else there is to say.
Emily thought it was the internet at your house, but maybe it's just you, Scott. Maybe it's just you.
I think it's just me. I'm the problem.
It's me. I'm the problem. I love it. All right. Yeah. So, sorry. Tell us how many people and how difficult or easy was it to coordinate all of these people?
So we had about 50 people there, and that was adults and kids all mixed. I want to say that there were, maybe there were more. I'm trying to do the math. I think there was like 12 or 13 staterooms or something like that. Surprisingly, it really wasn't that hard to coordinate because, again, we do travel right. We have an awesome team, and I've got some awesome friends on this amazing team who helps kind of coordinate, putting everybody, figuring out all the logistics, and then working with some of the families. So I didn't have to kind of do all the heavy lifting. So we did a little dividing and conquering. So Lindsay and Rachel took care of some of the families, and then I kind of took care of the more like immediate families. And then we all just kind of worked together on it because that's what we do.
I love it. How does the day start, Scott? Is this from the day of, or is this the day before when we're talking about the barber shop that we're showing Hooks Barbery on screen?
So this was actually from the day before. We had booked haircuts and shaves for our officiant / best man and I, as well as our two sons who were both in the wedding as well. And while we were doing that, one of the bartenders was kind enough to chat with us and let us know that if we wanted, we could bring a group of guys an hour before the Barbery normally opens. So big shout out to Jarvis on the Wish. So actually everybody came in at 4:00 the next day. And we were able to do a group kind of cocktail hour bachelor party. We kind of determined it. We had the whole space to ourselves, which for those who've been before, you know that there's literally like 4 actual chairs or like 3 actual chairs and a couple of stools. So it worked out well to be able to have a group of people in there since we could get there a little bit early and have some drinks and everything right after the shaves and the haircuts were happening the day before the wedding. So that was a nice little piece of Disney magic that happened for us as part of the sailing.
I love that. Now, Emily, talk to us about day of. Like, how does I mean, are you guys like heading out to Castaway all dressed and ready to go, like right as you guys are docking at Castaway, or what's sort of the timing look like?
So, Beckham and
Emily actually missed most of it to begin with. You actually kind of missed most of it to begin with because Emily gets brought out separately.
Oh,
So
okay.
at
So Scott, how does everybody else
9:15,
get off? Okay.
right. So at 9:15, I had to be in the grand hall with everyone that was not Emily or whoever is going to be giving her away when she walks down the aisle. So it was me and everybody else that met with the wedding planner and another wedding coordinator, I guess you'd call her. And she had a list of everybody that was supposed to be in the staterooms that was attending the weddings. And like you would do for a shore excursion, they would check you off and then they would give you a sticker because at about 9:30, they walk all of you off, again, just like they would for an excursion. You scan off the ship like you normally would. And then there is a tram that is called the wedding tram that they have parked right where you get off the ship. And then your wedding party goes and gets in the tram, and they spend about 10 minutes before they leave telling other people, sorry, you can't get in the tram. And the way they organize all of that is because of those, the little Disney stickers that they give you. And then we took that one tram. They drive you all the way from where the ship is down the walkway till you finally get on to where the normal blacktop is, and brought us right over to the venue, opened the rope, and got everybody set up. And then Emily did her thing.
Awesome. Okay, Ed is asking, what character sticker did you guys get? I kind of love that question.
It was Pinocchio. And I don't know if that was a reference to me. I don't know if they picked that specifically for me or if like that was just a random occurrence, but
That's an odd one. That's
I'm
really
just finding this out right now.
I love it.
Yeah,
All right,
Pinocchio.
Now, Emily, you and Quentin are heading to the wedding venue separately. I love that your kiddo gave you away. It's really, really cute. I've seen pictures and video of it. But yeah, tell us like what did your sort of journey to the wedding venue look like?
So myself and my daughter Beckham had to get up super early because we were getting our hair done. And so that was at 7 o'clock in the morning, that was something. That was early. Um, and then we just kind of moseyed our way to the room and just started slowly getting ready. And then, like Scott just said, he went down, got everyone settled, and then Quentin and I were escorted down, and then we took a little golf cart to the ceremony area. And for those who don't know my background, sadly, my father passed away in 2024, and it was a really tough time. My family's very close, and I think for Quentin, when I asked him if he would do that for me, I think I'm not going to tear up. I'm not going to do it, Emily.
No, I'm doing it instead, Emily. Don't worry.
It was such a special thing for both of us in our own way, and having that opportunity to do that with Quentin and take something that would have normally been super sad and turn it into something that was more joyful was just I can't even describe that. It was beyond anything that I imagined, that special connection that we had. And that moment in time, I will certainly cherish that forever. It was really special.
It's amazing.
Oh,
It's
I
amazing.
love that.
Yeah.
Brian, can you advance the slideshow?
I can try.
We'll see. Okay, so this is the group of everybody, and this is the location essentially where the vow renewal happened after the chairs have, of course, been moved. But let's go to the next slide, Brian, because this is where we get to see Beckham in her dress. So we get to see you and Quentin coming down the aisle, and then you guys at the end of the aisle with your officiant / best man. Scott, tell us about this friend who officiated your wedding or your vow renewal.
So I actually kind of refer to him as my brother. He's my business partner. Fun fact, his first name is actually the letter H, and it's not H period, and it's not short for anything. His first legal name is just the letter H. He and I met in undergrad around the same time that I met Emily. We ended up going to law school together, and now we also own a law firm together. At our original wedding, he was my best man, and our actual officiant was actually his father. His father, Harry Dumere, was the one who actually officiated our first wedding. So as we were going through and planning this vow renewal, it just kind of worked out that it only felt right that since, unfortunately, Harry couldn't be with us for it, that his son now do that. And Brian's son was actually our ring bearer as well. So we still had multiple representations from the family. So it was really special for us to kind of run that back. And Emily actually still had some of the vows that his father had written out and done of the ceremony from our first wedding that we were able to take out, repurpose. And so essentially a lot of the vow renewal material was from our original wedding as well.
Oh, that's so cute. Now, of course, because you're already married, you didn't have to worry about like the legalities. You didn't have to do a legal wedding. I know that we have an episode in our back catalog that talks about that, but typically speaking, you do a legal wedding like in Florida before or after your cruise, and the wedding on the ship or on Castaway is a ceremonial wedding, let's call it, rather than the legal wedding, because obviously you're in the Bahamas.
Did they give you an option through the planning process of having the captain come do the wedding at sea?
I don't think they do.
They do ask if you need an officiant, but we were all set, so we didn't need one. But I'm not sure who they have do it.
Interesting.
So I think it's usually like the hotel director or somebody like of that level. Like it's another officer level person, but it's not usually the captain. And it, like I said, it's not actually a legal wedding because they are not, they don't have like the certification. And then of course you'd need to do a certification through the Bahamian government or, they don't really do law of the sea weddings on board cruises anymore. That's not really a thing. Okay, well, talk to us about what happens. Well, actually, let's go to the next slide because I love all this.
Okay,
slides.
wait. We've gotten to the slide that I have been waiting for.
Yeah.
Because I need to hear, was let's go in the ocean in our wedding outfits pre-planned, or did the photographer, like, how did that
Well, I
moment
gotta
come
ask
about?
about the photographer. Is this one of the Disney photographers, or is this just a friend who has amazing photography skills? Like, who is taking these photos?
So the Disney wedding actually had a photographer that was provided as part of the package. Our gentleman's name was Mark. Mark was exceptional. He photographed all the ceremony. After we did the ceremony, we went to this area that they call like behind the ship beach, which is just kind of really where the area is, where they have the trikes and the other kind of like watercraft that you can rent and take out into the water. And then he came over to the cabanas with us as well, because he'd actually never taken photos over there and was really excited to do that. But I think he told us when we went for our session with him that he took over 900 photos. And then we had an option to buy the USB of like the 150 photos that he had touched up and that he liked the best. And so he did an absolutely fabulous job. I had somebody ask me in one of the comments that we posted to this, they were thinking about incurring the expense to bring a photographer. Obviously, I can't say how good the other wedding photographers are on the Disney Cruise Line, but we've done a couple of different optional added photo packages at this point. And every experience we've had with the photographers that do the added on photo package has been absolutely phenomenal.
I gotta say, because Ed's commenting, like, kudos to the photographer. You only get one take for some of these shots. And ever since Disney moved to having PhotoPass photographers on these ships, the photography game has just gone way up. It's like, it feels less high school prom and more like, we're gonna get out there and get some really cool shots. So that's right. So wait, I want to go back to my question. How did we end up in the ocean?
So remember when I said that I was driving the wedding planner crazy? I swear every turn we were like, so what do you think about if like we go in the water? Can we do that? Are we allowed to do that? So the photographer Mark was like, oh, please, I've always wanted to take a picture of like someone trashing like the wedding dress and
so good.
And so we were like, well, let's make this happen. So they coordinated. They said, yeah, we're good, because there are those buoys that are on, well, you all know, that just kind of break up so that the trikes don't go over to where right behind us where we are. So we had to make sure it was okay that we went in the water. But man, was he thrilled that we wanted to do that, because he wanted to take the pictures at the cabanas and he really wanted to do a trash the dress. So we did both.
I love it. I think it's a brilliant photo. All of these pictures are lovely. For those who are just listening, head over to YouTube. These are amazing photos. Or check out, of course, either Scott or Emily's Instagrams. And I have a bunch of these photos on our Instagram as well. So Scott's is Disney Cruise Dad, and Emily's is We Do Disney Right, but she also, of course, runs We Do Travel Right. So all of the Instagram accounts that they run are.
I'm gonna make a prediction too. That photo of you two in the water, I guarantee, is gonna be a promo shot on the Wish.
Okay,
I
so
guarantee it.
Brian, I have to tell you, I have been poking Disney weddings. I've been poking PhotoPass. I've been poking literally anyone on Disney that I can get a hold of, because I look at this and I'm like, sold. Let's do this.
Right?
These pictures that they captured were so incredible.
Yeah, this sells a wedding.
Kristen wants to know if you saved the dress.
Well, the dress was from Amazon, so I did not save that dress, but it was a really pretty dress. Lots of compliments, but I think it's because it was from Amazon for the win.
Nice. Sorry, Scott, I cut you off. You were going to say something.
No, what I was going to say is the curious story I have is the only time I've ever been contacted by Disney to use an image was back in the Star Cruiser days. There's a photo of Quentin and I that they went as far as sending me the release for and getting all the paperwork filled out to be able to use it. But then they announced it was closing like a month later. So this time, fingers crossed, release.
You could have saved the Star Cruiser, Scott. You could have saved the Star.
I know exactly which picture you're
We were
talking
trying.
about because it's on your Instagram, Scott, and it's such a great photo of the two of you in your like Jedi robe things. I love that. Awesome. All right.
Ed said he's gonna check the shutters
Shutters on the
on the
Wish.
Wish in December and see if you all made the cut. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the next slide, Brian, because
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna see the Castaway.
To-
Oh,
to-
this actually, yeah, this is the cabana.
To go back, can I go back for 1 second? Because I know Sam asked this, and I know that the answer was they didn't. But like, I am a little surprised that Disney didn't have a grand cabana set aside for the wedding, right? Like the wedding party, if they knew they were having a wedding on board. I just want to toss it out there. Like, it's a little shocking to me that
They were very concerned that we did not want to go back to the bayou for our party that day. That was if we were asked once, we were asked 50 times. And then the big thing was like, what are you going to do with the cake? What are you going to do with the cake? And we're like, guys, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Send it to main dining.
Yeah, send it to the room. We'll have a cake party in our room. Send it to main dining. We'll cut it at our table. Like that's
So
it's literally just
actually,
like champagne and cake, right? It's not like you get like a open bar reception or anything.
So you get bottles of champagne and cloud them as part of your like reception.
Oh no.
Oh no! They were so kind though, and instead of bringing the bottles to the room with the cake, they actually did bring them to the cabana area so we could enjoy them, all of us in the cabana, which was super fun. So that was really cool that they made that accommodation for us to just kind of make up for the fact that we didn't party it down in the bayou.
Yeah. I gotta say, I think if you're getting married on Castaway, I don't think it makes sense to go back on the ship unless you really are completely going to skip your full Castaway day, right? Because once you're heading back to the ship, like you're probably not going back out to Castaway. This is why I don't know what your guest did, but I'm imagining that everybody brought like a tote bag and just changed on the island, either in their cabana, because there's always a little curtain area that you can make as a dressing area, or in a bathroom. It doesn't really make sense to run all the way back to the ship.
I absolutely love the golf cart with just married on the back. I really want them to have tin cans tied to the back of it and drive you. That's just, did you get any like special character photos from the wedding? Like, did they? No.
I think that was something that you could, if you wanted to, add on or ask to add on, and they could do it if they had it available. But there was definitely a very big upcharge for that one.
Yeah. Well, I know from like the parks weddings, it's like thousands of dollars to have just one character, much less to have more than one. And then certain ones you have to have a background and things like that. It obviously depends on who the character is. On Castaway, I'm sure if you made that special request, it would probably only be characters that otherwise appear on Castaway. But still, you're talking a very, very hefty price tag. So now, did you guys take this golf cart to your cabana after, or I guess you're driving around with the photographer a bit too, but is that your transportation back to your cabana?
Yeah, so they took us to go take pictures. We sent everybody on their way after getting a couple pictures so that they could get started and enjoy their Castaway day. And then we met up with everyone at the cabana and continued the party.
I love it. I
love Wes's comment. I said tin cans. He said they should have done seashells. That would have been fantastic, actually. And sorry, I missed I know you did it first thing at Castaway. What time was the wedding? And are people coming off the boat as you're doing the vow renewal?
So the wedding started pretty much right at 10 o'clock when Emily got there. And then I think the service lasted right around 15 minutes. We probably took like 15 minutes organizing and getting just like the big and then smaller group photos that we took. And then they had another private tram that took all of our guests over to the cabanas, which was really nice to just kind of know that everybody was going to make it there. But yeah, I mean, as you're doing the ceremony and as you're driving along, like in the wedding tram, there are people coming, getting off the ship, and we were going around in the golf cart. There are people saying like congratulations and stuff like that. So, with the exception of when you're kind of like right out in the point and they have it roped off, you're right in the midst of it.
Nice.
Yeah. I love
And
it.
Kevin, who we just recorded with not long ago, Dads Love
On
Disney,
Friday.
yes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
is
he's the
saying
best.
We love
congratulations, you
Kevin.
two. So yeah, he's fantastic.
Aw.
All right. Well, we've got, I think, just one more slide, Brian.
Let's find out.
Yeah, here we go. This is,
Yay.
I feel like you have to celebrate at Palo. Now, when did this happen in relation to the actual vow renewal? Because that was Castaway Day. I'm imagining you're not at Palo that evening. It'd be a little bit of a packed day.
So we actually this was kind of like the rehearsal dinner the night before. And one of the things that was a little unique to our cruise is we did have 2 medicals on our cruise.
Yeah.
And as a
Oh
result of
yeah.
that,
Mhm.
they gave us 2 extra hours at Castaway. So we actually got to stay at the cabanas until 6 p.m.
Oh,
When they literally picked us
Right?
up in a golf
Oh,
cart and drove us
dreams.
directly back to the ship at that point because like we were the last ones left.
Oh my God.
So another reason why the Castaway then the Sea Day was perfect is we were able to do Palo dinner the night before, do Castaway, do the vow renewal, and then the next day we had Palo brunch. So it was kind of like the perfect Palo pairings in between the actual vow renewal itself. So this was
You
from the night before.
You sandwiched Paulo. I love that. That's so good. You guys. 6 p.m. should be every cruise, Tracy is saying. I agree.
Yes.
1,000%.
Now we know you guys ended up having 2 medical issues. One was like your embarkation day. You guys you were out at sea and you headed back to Port Canaveral for somebody, and then the next day that was supposed to be your Nassau day, you had somebody who was taken off of the boat by Coast Guard rescue,
Yeah.
by Coast Guard boat. And so you guys didn't end up going to Nassau. I'm imagining not a lot of people were super disappointed, although some people are disappointed if they've got an excursion booked. But tell us, like, how did the cruise line handle the communications with those 2 medical emergencies? We talk about this every once in a while when it happens, but I'm always curious as to like what's the information that's being passed along from the crew to the guests? Emily, I'll throw that to you. Sorry. I keep forgetting to tell
No,
which
it's
one of
okay.
you, and you guys are so good. You don't want to interrupt each other. Yeah.
I think Disney Cruise does as good of a job as they possibly can to try to get the information out there. They do communicate, via the Navigator app, which unfortunately sometimes does not want to cooperate and can lag a little bit. But they did try to announce over the speakers what was happening and really tried to communicate that as best they could to people, with giving them just enough information to just kind of let them know what was happening, but not give away everything to protect the families that were obviously involved with the medical incidents. And hopefully everyone is okay and with those situations.
Yeah, absolutely. And we always try to remind listeners, like, if you are sailing and there is a medical issue with somebody on board and the ship's itinerary has to change, pack your patience pants. If you were the person who was, sick, or if it was your family member who needed medical assistance, you would want the ship to do exactly what it's doing, which is to either turn back to shore and head to, the nearest port so that somebody can get the attention they need, or
Mhm.
meeting with Coast Guard at sea so that somebody can get evacuated off the ship. So it's really important to just, I don't know, just think about it if you were in that person's shoes and how you'd want not just the cruise line to handle it, but how you'd want other passengers to react to it, because it's really at that point about, saving somebody's life. And that's more important than your trip to Atlantis.
I also just want to say I saw some comments on the post that we made around like, well, why didn't they just send the boat out to pick them up? Why couldn't they send a helicopter? So I just want to be clear, like the captain is in charge and medical is in charge of how they evacuate a
Mhm.
passenger.
And
it
the Coast
depends.
Guard sometimes.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends on a ton of factors: sea conditions, how close you are, the stability of the patient. Like
Mhm.
airlifting someone off of a cruise ship is probably the last resort
It's very
for most,
dangerous.
because it's
Yeah.
very dangerous for everyone involved. Getting to a port is usually the preferred option because they can have ambulances standing by, all that sort of. So like just there's no rhyme or reason to like most of this as passengers we just have to respect whatever the captain and the medical team are deciding here for the person who's experiencing the emergency. So
yeah. But on to happier things.
Yes.
Scott, would you recommend to others either getting married or doing a vow renewal on Disney Cruise Line?
To others,
like to others, like maybe some
Oh,
people
it's already
who are
been
wearing-
mentally planned. This is happening for you guys.
Like-
whether you agree to it or not, it's happening.
people wearing matching blue shirts, maybe.
Well, I mean, to others, I would say if that's something you decide to do, you have our address, you know where to postmark the invitation.
And we were I was so sad that we could not make this work with our schedule.
To be fair, we were invited. We just couldn't make it happen because it conflicted with Nathan's camp drop off, and so it was literally the day the cruise embarked was the day we had to take him to camp. So it's
okay. Yeah. I hear that there's another one that's coming up in 2028, so it's fine. We'll just do it then with you guys.
No, we'll just do a double one.
Oh my gosh.
So if I were to recommend it to two people in blue shirts, hypothetically, I mean, honestly, it really could not have been a more seamless and easy process. We also stayed concierge this cruise, which, certainly I would recommend at least to the people who are doing the vow renewal, because that's kind of like the ultimate cheat code to Disney Cruise, to be having a wedding and to be staying concierge, because pretty much anything that you could need to do, have to change on the fly, need to coordinate, they're going to, bend over backwards and just absolutely make sure that every need that you have is met. But I mean, literally, we just kind of told the wedding planner what we were envisioning. And even though it kind of stressed them out a little bit, the day could not have been more perfect. It couldn't have been easier. A lot of the coordinating of people or having to, hey, we're going to do this and then we're going to do that. The cruise and its itinerary and it's just natural dining of how are people going to get fed and all that stuff. It all just kind of sorts itself out. So it was actually, if I was comparing and contrasting the amount of time, effort, and mental anguish that went into actually planning and executing our wedding, versus the time, effort, and energy that went into planning the vow renewal. We were stressing people out, the fact that we hadn't told them what to wear or what else. And just it could not have been easier. And especially on Disney Cruise Line, it's a product we know and we love. And it really facilitates group travel in a way that a trip to the theme parks, like we were kind of talking about before, still an amazing and wonderful thing. But to coordinate 50 people having a similar day at Disney World and being able to be together and celebrate together, a much different proposition. So, I mean, if Disney World is at all on your radar for doing any kind of wedding or vow renewal, I would highly suggest taking a peek at doing it on the cruise line, because so much of the planning and the stress associated with it is really just taken out of the equation.
Yeah. Well, and it's a really good point about thinking about how are you going to feed everyone and, where is everybody going to meet up for drinks or whatever? All of those things are much easier to do on a ship than on land. And of course the food's already included. So you're not worrying about making sure everybody's fed. I like this question from Ed. Was concierge able to book cabanas for the non-concierge folks, or did they have to fend for themselves? I'll just answer our experience and then I'll let you guys answer. Our experience is that when we've had one concierge room, we have been able to book one cabana. But we can include non-concierge folks in our cabana. So if we've got, let's say, 5 families staying concierge, then each of those 5 families can book a cabana at first dibs, essentially, typically, or can try, and then can have all of the folks in it. But I don't know, did you guys have a different experience, Emily?
So when I was putting everything together for the We Do Travel Right Dining and Experiences team to get over to concierge for me, because they take care of all of that as well and can communicate with them, I basically just said, listen, we have 50 people. We are getting married. So whatever that looks like, if that's 4 cabanas and there's some grand cabanas in there, or whether that's 5 cabanas and there's 10 to 10, I'm just letting you know, we've got 50 people, so you figure it out. And they did a wonderful job. They gave us 5, so 10 in each, very easy. So they took care of that. And we did have some other families that were concierge, but they just basically put it all under our names anyways and just did 5. So it worked out great. I think that staying concierge and doing, like Scott said, when you're doing the vow renewal, having someone, at least the people who are doing the vow renewals, I think it's really important to have them have that type of level of service, because it really did make things a lot easier and less stressful, because it was already set. The plan was already, laid out, good to go. Paulo, private room, good. Like everything just kind of worked itself out. And I think it was a lot easier staying concierge to get that across the finish line.
Yeah. Well, and the concierge team is who runs the cabanas on the island as well. So they know that, because they know they've been talking to you on board. They know you're doing the vow renewal. They know what time to expect you at the cabanas, that sort of a thing. So they're sort of all ready for this big influx of people at a particular time, when they would normally be expecting that influx of people at an earlier time. So that's a really helpful.
And we had a cake party after Castaway. So we had the cake delivered to the room, and we said to concierge, hey, if we bring this here, can you help us get this out? And we just, anyone who was in concierge, do you want a piece of cake? You want a piece of cake? So everybody got it. And then the crew took it, and they enjoyed the cake together in wherever they like to go. What is it? Deck 14?
Nice. Nice.
I love it.
I have a question. Is there anything you would have done differently?
I don't think for me there would have been. I would struggle to think of anything that I would have done differently, other than, maybe tell people what to wear to the vow renewal earlier, because people were very concerned that we hadn't made that decision earlier. But for the day itself, it was perfect.
Everybody in the picture looked like they were appropriate, right? Like, to me, it was like sundress, right? Like, it was like, you want to dress like a little nicer than you would dress for Castaway, and meaning you're not in shorts and a t-shirt or your bathing suit, but you're not in formal wear, right? That's
not us, Sam. We're gonna actually dive into the water after the renewal. We'll have a drone shot coming over. It's gonna be amazing.
But I thought we're doing this in Alaska, Brian. So I don't know that we're diving into the Pacific. That's not a good idea.
I'll dive in.
Lumberjack show? Could you have a lumberjack?
Lumberjack with Goofy. Oh, wow. Goofy will officiate. I love it. Yeah, we'll do calisthenics with Goofy, and he'll officiate.
Ed's got a good question. How far in advance did you start planning the vow renewal?
So I think it was about a year in advance. And the thing is that we really lucked out, because Castaway was available for those dates. Because we did check out the other sailings that were kind of in contention. There was only 3 to choose from. And they were all taken for Castaway. So I think that type of thing books up very quickly, especially since I think that the cost is much more reasonable than doing a Disney World wedding. It was way, way more manageable than the price tag for Disney World.
So were the wedding folks basically telling you, we have a schedule of which itineraries already have a wedding on them, and here's the dates where we don't have one that go to cast? So you're almost booking the vow renewal and the cruise at the same time?
Yes. So it was part of the same package. So when you saw your, the email that comes out, it would list out the wedding and all of that stuff. It's part of the same package.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think they limit each sailing to just one wedding, so that you're not going to have multiple weddings. And then obviously you've got to have, you're choosing obviously a wedding that has, or a sailing that has a Castaway wedding available versus a sailing that has a Grand Hall wedding available, or something like that. Is that right, Scott?
So what I will tell you is that on our sailing, there was a wedding that was supposed to happen on Nassau Day.
Oh.
And when the announcement was made that we weren't going to make it into Nassau, someone was very upset because their wedding was not going to happen, understandably, in the way that they wanted to. I don't know what the exact details were, but they ended up having the wedding in the Grand Hall. But they definitely, they definitely have more than one wedding per cruise, at least as it relates to the Wish and what they were doing.
Yeah. Well, but they would only have, I guess, one on Castaway. So so
one
they
on Castaway for sure.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, you got to have I guess a little bit of flexibility, because if you're planning on having your wedding on Castaway, and let's say your ship can't dock at Castaway, guess what? You're having your wedding on board the ship. Yeah,
Yep.
because there
You
isn't a
just
way
gotta
to.
go with the flow.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Lindsay Horan, who's in the picture right there with the pink flowers on her dress, because she is so very patient with me, but she helped call the DCL and call the wedding center and really try to figure out, okay, what ships had what was the availability. And she really just kind of held my hand to kind of get this going. She was extremely helpful. So thank you, Lindsay.
Oh,
Nice.
thanks, Lindsay. And somebody asked about how do you wrangle 50 people together? And the answer is you have a team of travel advisors and dining and experiences team behind you that is helping you coordinate all 50 of those people. So the answer is you do it with a great travel advisor and a great travel advising team so that you don't have to do 100% of the coordination yourself. Even though you obviously still, as the bride or groom, probably still have to do some of that coordination. You guys, this has been so fun. It is. I don't know what I want to do in terms of, because I got to go to Alaska, and that would be our 20th wedding anniversary. But I can't take pictures in the Pacific Ocean because it's too cold. And
We're gonna have to do 2 cruises in summer of 2028. Because I'll tell you, the other thing you don't want to worry about is it being a podcast group cruise while you're also doing your vow renewal.
that is true.
That's
So
true.
yeah,
That is true.
just have to book 2 cruises. That's the answer to everything. So yeah, there you go.
I mean, the answer is always more cruises, right? So
It's
Yes.
the
Sure.
tagline of our new sponsor. Life is short, take the trip. So there you go. That's the answer. Well, Emily, Scott, thank you so much on so many levels. We are so excited to talk to you tonight. We're so excited for the future of this partnership. We really, really can't wait to see what great things are coming for us, for you in the future. I will remind folks out there that we will not be back this Monday because Sam and I will be headed to Iceland for a long weekend while Nathan is off at camp for a couple weeks. And so we will not be here Monday night, but we will be back for a special live episode on Wednesday, August 12th, with the Holgate family, which is a fan favorite, and Sam is beaming ear to ear because she loves the Holgate family
I love
so
Steven
much.
and Brian. I love them so much, and they went on the Disney Destiny, and I can't wait to hear their review of the Disney Destiny. They've already started releasing vlogs from their trip, so of course check them out on YouTube. They're amazing. They're so positive and hilarious, and their videos are just awesome. So, but yeah, can't wait to have them on the show next Wednesday. What time did we say, Brian, that we are having them on the show? If I don't even remember.
You're pushing the limits of my organizational memory for that one. But we will have a
Okay.
promo out for it. Just mark your calendar for Wednesday, sometime in the evening. We'll
August
be back.
12th.
August 12th,
Yeah.
yes. And we will be back. But we got plenty of great episodes coming out between now and then. But for now, I will just say thank you again to Emily and Scott. Thank you to everyone out there for hanging in with us. Super excited for this partnership. And
don't forget to head to wedotravelright.com/DCL Duo.
Oh, and we in our excitement, give me 1 second. I'm going to throw it back over to you, Emily, but I completely forgot. We are also brought to you by the DCL magazine. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Stephanie and Danny, that we completely forgot to do your promo up front as we normally would for a live episode. Super appreciative of you all sponsoring our live and bonus shows. And if you have not already, please go to dcl-magazine.com and subscribe. They put out a great magazine. If you use code DCL Duo, all caps DCL Duo, you'll get 10% off everything in their store. Emily, tell folks how they can find their way to We Do Travel Right for all of their travel needs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like you were saying, they can go to wedotravelright.com /DCL Duo. So that's somewhere where they can find some really great graphics and things there as well. I'm very excited about those. And are also just regular We Do Travel Right or We Do Disney Right. And you can find us. And yeah, we're just excited. We are so thrilled and cannot wait to work together and learn and really stock those itineraries together and have someone with us that understands the day-to-day of this.
We are hoping for itineraries to drop any day or any month.
Well, except last year
whenever.
they were the end of August.
I know.
so-
I don't think it's coming in. I think it's going to be. It's got to be at this point. They didn't release it before D23. It's going to be after D23 at this point. I think we can reliably say. But hopefully, we'll hear itinerary drop soon, and we'll of course do our best to try and wrangle a special bonus show when the itineraries drop, so that I can put on my Sleuthing Sam hat and tell you what we discover from that release, and hopefully be able to talk to you guys about some booking promos with We Do Travel Right as well. So we're really excited for that itinerary release. We're super excited to hear more about the Believe, and we'll see if we hear more over D23. I think it's likely we'll hear something over D23, but who knows how much. But again, thanks to Emily and Scott, to all those with us still. Thank you for listening, watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, and don't forget to rate us on whatever podcast app you choose to use. And we will be back next Wednesday with the Whole Gate. So we'll see you guys real soon. Thanks so much.
See ya.